2 plus 2 is 4. And 5 plus 5 is 10. What the hell is this?
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be starting a new series called Book Rants, and I have my coffee ready to go. In this series I will be rating different books and ranting about them, and there will be spoilers in this series, so if you don't want to get spoiled, stay off the video. And that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, here we go. Book rant is about the book Nyla by Colleen Hoover, and I have a lot to say about this book. Like, so much to say about this book. It's actually very crazy. I have my little list on my laptop and I'm ready to go. So before I get into the rant, I want to read y'all the synopsis that's on the back. So I'm about to read it to y'all real quick. When Leeds meets Nyla, he's convinced he'll spend the rest of his life with her until the unexpected attacks leave Nyla fighting for her life. After weeks in the hospital, Nyla recovers physically, but the emotional and mental scarring has altered the woman Leeds fell in love with. In order to put their relationship back on track, Leeds whisks Nyla away to a bed and breakfast where they first met. Once they arrive, Nyla's behavior takes a bizarre turn, and that's just one of the many inexplicable occurrences. Feeling distant from Nyla, Leeds soon finds solace in Willow, another guest of the B&B bread and breakfast, with whom he formed a connection through their shared concerns. And his curiosity for Willow grows. His decision to help her find answers puts him in a different conflict with Nyla's well-being. Leeds soon realizes he has to take another choice because he can't help both of them. But if he makes the wrong choice, it could be detrimental for them all. Oh, that sounds crazy. That sounds spicy. Now, when I first got this book, I did not know it was supposed to be a supernatural horror book, because that's what it is. That's what Colleen attempted to write. So I bought this book because my little sister name is Nyla, and I was like, ooh, Nyla, let me get this book. So as I dove into this book, I liked it. I was like, oh, Leeds is a pretty cool character. He was a little guitarist of a band, and he was just like, I don't want to say he was being boastful, but that's what it was given. Like, he was like, I got all this money, I don't know what to do with my life because my dad not really here, but he and my mom, they not really there. But because his dad, I believe, died in an accident and like left his inheritance for him and his mom. So he like stacked up and he racked up for the rest of his life with money, and he was just in this band because he was bored with his life, which is completely understandable. And he was just like, oh, I don't need to be in this band because I'm broke. I just doing it because for fun. Like, he didn't have to say all that. Excuse the notification that I just got. That was a text message. But yeah, so he meets Liz. You can see her dancing crazy to the song, some song he playing. She danced like a crazy girl, and he like it. He attracted to her. He's all this. He's like, ooh, like, she's so cute. Cool, whatever. But to make a long story short, they got together. She was the first girl to make him feel something after his many one night stands. I ain't judging you. If you want to do a one night stand, you want to do that with different people, go ahead, be my guest. Sorry. But what really got me was like further along in the chapters, like they start dating, moving pretty fast. Like, they become inseparable after he plays in his band for Layla's sister's Aspen's wedding, because she got married and they was the band, and that's where they met. Bread and breakfast. They stayed there. And yeah, so he saw Nyla in this pool, and she was like, she's a weirdo. I'm sorry, like, she's a little weird character. They meet at this pool and they start talking, and he thought he was so drugged up because Aspen gave Nyla an aspirin because he was drunk, and like, I guess when people get drunk, aspirins are supposed to help them not get drunk, or not supposed to like let the effects get too bad. So after Lila take the aspirin, she tells Aspen to give Leeds an aspirin, and he thought he was so drugged up, so high. He's like, "Oh, I'm feeling all these feelings. Let's go to the bedroom and do what we gotta do." They went to the bedroom and did what they had to do. Layla was like, "Boy, that's aspirin. You're not high. That's just you feeling," and so on and so forth. Skipping to the good stuff. So after they have that one night stand, it turned into multiple night stands, and they start dating. So they stayed in that house for way longer than they had to. Leeds quit the band because Layla convinced him to leave the band. And then they started staying at Leeds' house, and Leeds had this crazy ex-girlfriend named Sable. Her name was Sable. She was a crazy ex, and it got crazy because it's in the name. She's crazy. I'll give you a little bit of more background on Leeds. Leeds, he's a band player. He gained some following, and he became low-key famous from it, but he thought he wasn't that famous, but he had a little bit of fame to him, a couple thousand followers. After that, Sable had a fan club and met Leeds and started dating him, and Leeds he didn't find it weird or anything. He was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll date a fan, because why not? She a fan, I like her, she know what I do, she like my work." Yeah. And then she had this crazy fan club, and she started becoming obsessed with him and saying "I love you, let's get married, let's have kids, let's do all this crazy stuff." And he was like, "No, shawty, I just wanted something low key. I wanted no strings attached type of thing." But she wanted all the strings attached, y'all. Every string. She wanted to be tied up, locked in, forever together. Calm down, girl. And then he basically had to get a restraining order on this girl because she was crazy. So he didn't post a while on his Instagram. He became private, and then all that other jazz. Basically, he fell in love with Layla, and then he started taking pictures of Layla, and he posted Layla on his Instagram. And Sable found Layla's Instagram because I think he tagged her, and then Sable was sending her all this death threat, hate comments, and all that other jazz. And I'm pretty sure y'all can guess what happened next. What happened next was, when people give death threats, usually to celebrities, they don't follow through. Sable, she followed through with every word, y'all. She went to the house because she knew where he lived at, because he invited her to her house because they used to date. So Layla heard a knock on the door. Layla went to go answer the door. Leeds was upstairs brushing his teeth because he was about to go on a trip that day. So he was getting ready to go on a trip. Heard a gunshot. Bop! Bop, bop. Sable then shot Layla. Leeds grabbed his gun, ran downstairs because he heard a gunshot. Everything in him froze. Ran downstairs, saw that Sable shot Layla, and Layla laid out on the ground. Sable standing there. He shoots Sable. I'm gonna explain why he shot Sable later down in the plot twist. But in this chapter, his POV was he saw Layla shot. She shot him. And then Sable shot Leeds. She shot Layla in the head, but I guess the bullet it skimmed her head. The bullet didn't go inside it, skimmed it, but it still damaged her and stuff. Luckily, she didn't die, but after the accident, what it mentioned, she became weird afterwards. So she became so full of anxiety, had PTSD, trigger warning, but she had a eating disorder. And then it got worse from there. So he took her back to bread and breakfast because she forgets a lot of stuff that happened in her life. She forgets little moments that was so important to their relationship, and little inside jokes and stuff that they had together. And then he took her to bread and breakfast and tried to get her to remember it, but she still started acting weird. And then as soon as they get there the first night, some paranormal activity stuff started to happen. He was cooking pasta or soup or whatever for Layla and him to eat. After they ate, he ran upstairs because I think something was wrong with Layla, so he ran upstairs. He heard a big noise from downstairs, and he went back downstairs, and the washcloth or towelette he had next to the stove caught on fire, and then someone put it out. But it was just them two in the house, so who could have put it out? And he was like, "Oh no, I'm going crazy, no way." Oh, I remember. That's what happened with Layla. She was looking at herself in a reflection of a mirror, and then punched the mirror. And then, like, he went to go take care of her bloody accident because Layla was acting weird, y'all. Paranormal thing happened. Then the next day, he, like, calling himself crazy. Like, no, that ain't happened. That was just my imagination. Thought it was his imagination. Then the next day, like, all this other crazy paranormal stuff started to happen. Like, the lights, the food getting messed with, and all that. So Leeds had enough. And he ordered a security system because, like, they live in the middle of nowhere. So, like, he got to order stuff. Or drive a couple miles out to get what he got to get. Coffee break. He got the security system, put it up, and nothing was, like, stuff was happening. He saw stuff move in the security system, got scared. Still staying in the house. And the ghost starts happening on his laptop because he was there working on his album. And he started talking to the ghost, y'all. And he was, like, so scared at first. And he ran upstairs and went to bed with Layla because it was late. Scared and went to sleep. And then all this other weird stuff started happening. It would get juicy. Like, he started communicating to her through the laptop. He started communicating with the ghost, y'all. And that is what really got on my nerves. He started talking to the ghost and started communicating. Layla is like this entity, spirit. She's not fully a ghost and she's not fully a spirit. She's just some being that's there. Like Colleen, be more descriptive, but she was just there. And like they built their relationship. And they start talking. And then later down the line, he started letting Willow, the ghost, that's her name if I didn't say it before, her name is Willow. And he started letting the ghost possess Layla. He just started letting the ghost, like, possess his girlfriend that's going through it. That's crazy. So, because Layla was like, oh, no, Willow, she was like, no, I'm so hungry. Like, I can't eat. Like, I feel all these feelings. And I can't sleep, I can't do this, and I'm just so hungry. So, because it was like, Aspen came to visit them while they were staying at the bed and breakfast, and Layla started eating. Like, she was eating and she stopped, and she just started shoving the food down her throat like she was, like, starving and hungry. It was like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, she never tasted food ever in her life before. That wasn't Layla, that was Willow possessing Layla to do that. Like, he just started allowing it, and they just started building this really good relationship. After just, like, the interview, and the interview is present time where he's telling the guy about the interview, and then like the chapter next is like the past tense after, like that. So it was like back and forth to the interview, to like the storyline, the interview. So he called this guy up for the interview, and the guy is a ghost himself, and he possessed something like that. He possessed a man and came in his body because he's like Willow. I'm sorry if I'm confusing y'all, because this story confused me and made my hair hurt as I was reading it more. So the man, I think his name was Gary, because that's what it said on the man he possessed name tag. He was an entity too, and he possessed the man and came to do the interview. So he's like Willow. Gary is like Willow. They're both entities, not physical ones. They're just there possessing you, like a spirit you can't see. Leeds was so stupid. He started building this like relationship because he's like, oh, I lost Layla. I feel like Layla is so disconnected from me, and like Layla isn't the Layla I was in love with before. He started catching feelings for Willow and allowing Willow to possess his girlfriend more and more every night, basically emotionally cheating on his girlfriend that's going through it, that's suffering from a traumatic event that happened in her life. Started cheating on her. Like, he didn't go into cheating, but cheating is cheating. Like, he kissed Willow through Layla. Because Willow waited for Layla to go to sleep at night to get in a deep, deep sleep. And she would possess her and eat, drink, talk. And Lee's allowed it. The whole story, he's talking about, oh, I hate myself for this. Like, I shouldn't be doing this. But he still did it. Of this relationship. And then that's why he called the ghost. Because he was like, I need help finding who I was in the past life. And who was this, that, and the third. So the plot twist was Willow the ghost was actually Layla. And the night that Sable shot Layla, Leeds shot Sable. And both Sable and Layla died. Because she was flatlined for like a good 3 minutes. And Sable died too. Their souls came out of their body and connected. And like Sable's soul went into Layla's body. Sable's soul went into Layla's body. And Layla's soul went to the bread and breakfast, and Layla was the ghost, but Layla didn't know who she was or what it was, and named herself Willow. So long story short, Sable was Layla for like the whole time she was acting weird, and all her mannerisms and all that, like her eating disorder and her low self-esteem, all that was stable. At the end of the book, he killed Layla, was stable, killed her, drowned her in a pool. Then her body got resurrected again because she's like, oh, I just need enough time for like me to die so I can go, so Stable's body can leave my physical body so I can go back into myself. I'm getting a headache again explaining this to y'all. That happened. The problem with the story was, why would Colleen write her male character cheating on his girlfriend with a ghost? And then I had a problem with Lee's because he was victimizing himself. And like when the man helped him figure out that Layla was really stable and all that, he was like, oh, it's okay because I knew my girlfriend wasn't my girlfriend. I knew this all the time. No, you didn't. You were cheating on Layla because you thought Layla lost herself. Before he found out that Layla actually did like literally lose herself. You was cheated and like, oh, it's okay. That's not okay. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you a cheater? We have Willow / Layla playing the victim. Willow, why are you possessing somebody? Look, I get it. She's the real victim here, but why are you doing that? And then she got possessive of Layla's body and was like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm going to keep this hoe possessed and we going to date. The nerve. Figured it all out. And after Layla figured out that he was really cheating on her, forgive him at the end. Colleen, a lot of her stories, she makes a woman too forgiving for me. He really was the victim. He was really the villain of the story. I understand, like, you was lonely, you miss your girlfriend, but like, you kind of put her in this predicament because you didn't tell her about your crazy ass ex in the beginning of your relationship. You cheated and then you victimizing yourself at the end of it after the ghost man helped you. I do book rates on my Instagram story. I think I rated it a 8.5. It was really a 6. This book is a 6. I changed my mind since I rated it because going back and listening to it, I like the storyline, but I just don't like how Colleen wrote leads, and that is a -2 points for me because like this was her first attempt of writing something like paranormal activity type time because she's a romantic writer, so she writes like a lot about like early adult teen romance, and I love a lot of her books. I'm a Colleen stan. Some people, they used to be a Colleen stan, but like now a lot of people are starting not to like her anymore because they think she like romanticizes abuse and all that. Like, I don't think she does that, but that's a different story. But it's just like I don't like how she wrote leads. Her men too toxic for me. But this story, I never read a book that pissed me off like that much. I literally had to stop myself from throwing it across the room. It's a good plot twist. I love Colleen and her plot twist. But the story, the character, no. Because he had the audacity squared. Because if I was Layla and found out that my soul was lost in the bread and breakfast, and then I find he bringing my body back and cheating on me with a ghost girl. Technically, he wasn't cheating on her because it was really Sable and Layla's body, but y'all know what I mean. 2 + 2 is 4, and 5 + 5 is 10. What the hell is this? But okay, guys, y'all have reached the end of the video. If y'all like this series, let me know. If y'all want me to do more book rants, I will. I have a lot of her books. I have a lot of books by Colleen, and I got a lot of rants to do. Got them stacked up. Just let me know which book you want me to do next. It isn't really popular on TikTok. It's like her story that ends with us, like it starts with us, Heart Bones. All those books are popular on TikTok, but this one is a little underrated. I will say give it a read, but be prepared to be pissed off. All these rants that I will do in the future will be spoilers. I can't rant without spoiling. This video, subscribe and share with your friend, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.
She's a Mona Lisa.